Hello everyone, this is Tyler here. It is May 15th and this is the second part of my video series on why Estonians are not Nordic people. Okay, the first video I covered various areas, and this video I'll cover other aspects that I did not mention in the video. We will look at the dynamic between Estonia relative to their neighbors Russia. If we look at other Scandinavian countries like Finland or Sweden, they share a much closer bond in many respects to Russia, and they don't have such a negative outlook at this territory like the Estonians do. And this is important. Scandinavians, on a personal level, honestly, they don't have a lot of ill feelings about Russia. Whereas in Estonia, it's not like this. There's a lot of this kind of animosity, and this is not Scandinavian. I mean, the Russians are pretty close now to Finland, and their ties are steadily improving with Sweden. Estonia, on the other hand, is not so much like this, and this just showcases this fact. Early adoption is a key component of first world markets. Most of the Scandinavian countries, first world markets. Early adoption is countries that adopt technology, innovation early on. They're the first players. US, Japan, these are prime examples of early adopters. Estonia is not an early adopter society like Scandinavia is. More importantly, a lot of the actual root innovation that occurs in these countries begins in these countries. It's researched and developed in Scandinavia. I had a friend who used to work for HP in Estonia, and he spoke about this. He was very familiar with a lot of the major technology trends in Estonia and how they progressed. Many people don't understand, even major brands that are considered Estonian actually were originally from Scandinavia or other markets like Germany. This just kind of demonstrates this concept of early adoption. This also is a matter of when people enter the marketplace, they're interested in a product or service, people with early adopter societies will be the first to try it out, to test it out, to buy it. It's not like that in a country like Estonia. Unlike the Nordic countries, a product or service first has to be validated by a certain number of people before they go and try it themselves. Nordic people also aren't considered the most happy people, but they are definitely cheerful, and they have a certain positivity. Maybe Finnish people not as much, but you don't see that in Estonia. This is actually interesting. There's a lot of kind of opinions on this, but oftentimes you'll see kind of odd behaviors here. You'll see kind of a level of kind of negativity, and we'll say instances of rage. I've seen this on a personal level here. It's real unusual. It's really unexpected too. It's not like in the way that I would imagine coming from the US. It can really throw a curveball. I know of other friends living here who've also experienced the same thing, and you don't really see this kind of unpredictable behavior from Nordic people. This is definitely something more from the Estonia and something within the people. It's a very common behavior, and this is very expected at some point if you're living here as a foreign person. Be aware of this. There's just a certain level of negativity or even rage that can come up really unexpected. Nordic people can have instances of rage or of negativity or unpredictability, but not often in this way. It's usually a little more predictable, and it's not so unexpected, especially if someone's established good relations with someone. It's not usually as so common. People usually kind of have a certain positive air to them, you might say. This is really different in Estonia in this sense. Also remember that Nordic people are very good at keeping their agreements, like with contracts, whether it's for services, products, on a personal level. They're very good when you arrange something. Not so much in Estonia. Estonia, these agreements are not followed, and we see this in the workplace, we see this in government situations on a personal level. There's all sorts of instances where people don't follow their word or even a contract. Likewise, I've known of instances where people have been very much violated, and these are official contracts that haven't been followed. So be aware of this. Don't expect the Nordic mentality here. Like, you go to Sweden and you're gonna get a very Swedish experience. I would just be aware you're going to see it's more Slavic in this sense here, more Eastern European, and just be aware of that. One other example, and I alluded to this in my other videos, is how the women are here. They are not like Nordic women in the sense that Nordic women are actually much more open, honestly, with foreign people, more open in the sense that they'll actually go on dates with them and they'll potentially consider them for a relationship. Here, you talk to many women and they lie to you and then you don't hear from them again. And this is a very common experience. I've spoken to people from many countries all over Europe and elsewhere, and they've said the same thing occurs with them. This is kind of something to expect if you come to Estonia. From people I've spoken to, it used to not be like this here. It used to be much better if we go back like 15 or 20 years ago, and perhaps the economics and overall economy kind of shifted the dynamics here. These are general areas of difference you'll find between Estonia and Scandinavia or Nordic countries, and don't look at this negatively. These are just differences. Each country is different. Estonia is Estonia. Nordic countries are Nordic. Give me your feedback here. Thank you.